like I say, I'm on my wind down, I'm on my descent. We go May 18th, we about 7 days away. I'm actually disappointed though, because I shouldn't be fighting the King of Martinez. I should be fighting Leo Santa Cruz. You know, I don't know what's going on, the politics and everything is becoming a big issue. I'm thinking about just moving up in weight, relinquishing my title, and immediately challenging Berchelt. I know he has the title right now. He's about to compete real soon. So hopefully whoever wins that fight, I really don't even care. I'll move up in weight, challenge Berchelt, and after him, I want Javante Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it don't make sense, man. I'm tired of these guys ducking. They acting like they scared. The promoters and managers letting them hide behind whatever curtain that they want to hide behind, man. It's starting to get a little frustrating.
Gary, you mentioned about Miguel Berchelt. You know, he's on the other side of the pond. Would you do anything in your power to satisfy them just to go to the other level, just to capture that WBC title?
Man, my thing is this. Because I have the title at 126, we can immediately move up in weight. And I can challenge the champion. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. I can move up and challenge the champion. I don't have to go through nothing else. I can immediately challenge the champion and relinquish my title and take his. You know, so that's something that definitely might come into fruition because I'm tired of staying at 126. I've been at 126 for so long only because I was trying to compete against Leo Santa Cruz. It seems like they're not trying to get the fight. I already beat him in the amateurs. You know, my skill set done developed so much better than from when I was an amateur being a professional. So he understands what he's putting himself into.
You mentioned about your frustrations in terms of, you know, at 126, you're not getting big fights. Janelle Charlo in a press conference said something really interesting that he kind of, not demand, but he wishes that there was a union in boxing.
That would be a good one.
Okay.
That would definitely be a good thing, you know, because as a fighters, you know, we don't have a union like that, like any of the other sports, to protect them or have that comfort blanket up under them. We don't have that, you know. Fighters are looked at as some of the most ignorant people on the planet to a certain extent, you know. We have a black guys being ignorant when it comes to the concept of business and stuff like that. But we don't have these support groups like all of the other, you know, sports that's out here. You know, you have baseball, football, and etc. They have the sports group. They have these unions and etc. that does that. We don't have that we're not here.
Knowing that the fighter that you are, very fast, elusive, one of the top fighters in the game right now, seeing a lot of fighters getting exclusive deals, let's say DAZN, everybody getting an ESPN deal, is it time for like maybe Fox or Showtime to give you a deserving contract, exclusive contract for you to stand on record?
Well, I mean, that's definitely something that could possibly come into fruition. To everybody that don't know, I am a 110% complete free agent. I'm not signed with anyone. You know, me and Al Heyman, we have a great business relationship. We work together well. We sub these promoters from fight to fight. You know, it's not as though that I'm locked in with anybody and I don't have the room to fluctuate. You know, so if any one of these guys will want to do an exclusive deal, it has to make sense. If it makes sense, there's a big possibility that can happen.
What if you yourself, Gary Russell, or Gary Russell understanding that, you know, your brothers?
Well, my younger brothers, they are signed with Al Heyman. They are signed with Al Heyman. I'm not signed with Al Heyman. I haven't been signed for the last maybe 3 years now or so, something like that. So we completely out of the contract.
Oh, right, so even with the network, let's say a certain network,
even when it comes to the network, I'm not like, even with the network, I'm not tied in or bonded by a particular network. You know, I just thought it was pretty cool that my first professional fight was aired on Showtime. You know, so it only made sense for us to continue to do business with them. You know, but it has to make sense at this point. We're prize fighters for a reason. You know, we do this to support our family, our friends, and our loved ones. So we got to do what makes sense for us at the end of the day.
A lot of people ask me, they say, Gary Russell, you know, Gary Russell only fights one time a year. You know, what's going on with Gary? Why hasn't he been fighting? How much longer do you understand the sport of boxing? You what, 30, 31, something like that?
30. Okay. I'll be 31 in June. Okay. You know, and a lot of people, once again, they don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. Right. Half of these guys who they talk about supposed to be good, Scott Quigg or Javante Tank Davis or Leo Santa Cruz or Carl Frampton or Josh Warrington. Any of these guys you want to name, they not in the rush to get in the ring with Mr. Gary Russell Jr. I can't make them get in the ring. They know what they're going to get themselves into. A lot of these managers and promoters are handling their fighters' careers like it's a fragile package on Amazon or something. I'm not understanding. I mean, it is what it is. You know, it's full progression by any means necessary. If they want to get in the way, they know they're getting ran over.
How close was the Leo Santa Cruz?
It wasn't no close fight. It was never a close.
Was it promised to
Wait,
you?
hold on. Was it close? I thought you saw when we competed before.
No.
Okay. That definitely wasn't close. That was a white.
T-Ross, you know I wouldn't have sold you like that. Hey, no, but how close was it in terms of negotiation?
Well, that's fine. It's funny that you asked that because actually WBC made him one of the mandatories for the fight, and as you can see, he walks around saying that he has the WBC Diamond Belt. That's something that was just completely made up. That's a made-up title, you know. They made him the mandatory challenger, and he opted to take a tune-up fight, which is why he fought the guy that he just fought a couple months ago. But how can he possibly be tuned up for Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who's a southpaw, but he gets in the ring for an orthodox fighter? That doesn't make sense to me. You know, so for real, these guys don't want to fight me. To the fans that's asking why I'm fighting once a year, the reason why I'm fighting once a year is because nobody and their mother want to get in the ring and fight me. They're not willing to put their livelihood on the line to step in the ring and see me. This is why I'm fighting Kiko Martinez, because I have to defend my title within a certain time frame. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with these guys. I'm tired of everyone dangling these fights over my head, saying that you can possibly fight this guy or you can possibly fight this guy, just for that opponent or that guy to say, well, I don't know if I want to fight him. So I mean, it's a possibility, man, that we will move up and wait with Miguel Berchelt. You know, I'll take his title from him. I think he's a tough fight. I mean, he had the ability to become a world champion, but I don't feel as though that he has anything it takes to deal with me. I'll take his title. I'll move up to 130 and take his title. I'll try to get a unification with a Gervonta Tank Davis if he wants the fight, or if Floyd and them is willing to let him take the fight. And if not, I'll immediately relinquish that title. I hear that Lomachenko's about to fight for the WBC at 135. If I get the title at 130, I can immediately challenge whoever got the title at 135. It's not a problem, so we definitely got a game plan.
Now let me ask you, Chance. Adam Namarez, the other day, you saw he tweeted and he said, give him a chance.
Adam Namarez trying to keep himself relevant. He got a detached retina. He just had a detached retina not too long ago. I will ruin the rest of the career that he has left. He really does not want to step in the ring with me. It seems as though that he want to throw himself in the lion's den just to keep himself relevant or to make a little bit of money. He know he can't beat me. There's no way in hell. He got knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez. I took his title from Johnny Gonzalez. I had the title for over 4 years now. Now you're telling me that you want an opportunity to fight me for the title? Get the fuck out of here. That don't even make sense to me. You just want to keep yourself relevant. He gonna mess around and get himself hurt, and the rest of his career will be ruined because the little detached retina that he had, we can times that by 10.
What about a fight you yourself and Tevin Farmer?
Well, for Tevin Farmer, is he relevant? I mean, if we move up in weight, he's honestly not somebody that's on the radar. You know, if it's a possibility of it happening, if it's going to generate the revenue that we're looking for, then of course, we welcome all challenges. We welcome all challenges from anywhere, shape, or form, from all parts of the world, from all ends of the globe. But nobody's willing to get in the ring with me. Nobody's willing to step in the ring with me. Like I said, if I had it up to me, I would fight Leo Santa Cruz. I would immediately move up in weight. I would fight Berchelt, take his title. I will immediately try to fight a Gervonta Tank Davis, a unification match. I think he has one of the titles. A unification match with him. I will relinquish my title and move directly up and fight Lomachenko. That would be the end of my career. Point blank twice. I take that back twice.
So what do you see in Tank Davis that makes him like, because you're the only person that's ever called out Tank Davis in terms of realistically happen, because you guys fight under the same banner. What do you see in Tank Davis?
What you mean, what do I see in him as far as his skill set?
Yeah, skill set, yeah.
I mean, he's a strong fighter. You know, he's strong. He tries to be tough. He tries to be rugged, but at the end of the day, it's about intellect. It's about intellect. It's not about who hit the hardest, who's the fastest, who's the strongest. It's about intellect, the ability to make the necessary adjustments at the drop of a dime. I tell people that boxing is intellect manifested on the physical form. In most cases, the more educated fighter should win. After about 3-4 rounds, Tank would be lost. He can't do nothing with me. He would be lost, and I would be surprised if Floyd and them even would put him in the ring. Because to be honest with you, all the Floyd Mayweather's fighters lost. He don't have nobody in his roster for real. The only person he has is a Tank Davis.
Benedelope said he loves that fight.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to say you love it, it's another thing to make it. You know, so
Would you want that fight down here in the DMV?
Of course, that's
Has to be in the
that's the
DMV.
only place I
Has
would
to
take the
be.
fight at.
Yeah.
That's the only place I fight at would be right here in the DMV. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and their mother knows that I said that I won shorty. If I move away, I know him. He's a younger fighter. You know, I've known him for a while. He's watched me. He know who I am for sure. You know, man, we trying to make it happen. If he's in my way, he need to get out of the way, or he gonna get ran over. One of the two. Them the only options that it is. Once I move up in weight, anybody who has the possibility to have a title that I could possibly fight, I want it.
I gotta ask you about Barry Hearn's comments, given how you and your dad and how y'all marry yourself. Did you get a chance to hear Barry Hearn's comments?
Nah, I never heard it. What did he say?
Oh, he said, you don't run away from shit, Gary.
Yeah, what did he say?
He said, when I ran you know what he said?
I'm trying to listen.
Okay. When I was running boxing, I had slave contracts and I was a slave trader. And Dillian White was to his
Who
right.
said that?
Barry
Hearn.
Hearn.
Who is he?
Eddie Hearn's father, Barry Hearn.
Eddie Hearn's dad.
And then he says, but now I have to call Dillian White Mr. White.
What type of shit is that? That sounds real ignorant to say. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. See, people don't know me on the out from the sport of boxing. They only know me as a fighter. You know, but that challenges someone's integrity and etc. You gotta be real careful making statements like that to people, because at the end of the day, my father told me a long time ago, you can walk down the street and you can probably punch somebody in the face and you ain't gotta worry about them hitting you back. But sometimes you can walk down the street and you can punch somebody in the face and you better know how to fight. I'm one of them type of people, so be careful when you say reckless stuff out your mouth directed towards me or towards anybody else that's associated with me, because I definitely would take it personally.
And when I heard this card, you and I have had great conversations off camera, but when I heard this card, Gary Russell and Deontay Wilder, I immediately said, you got two great men on one card. Can you elaborate on that? Because this is leading the fight next Saturday.
Oh man, that's gonna be cool, man. I think that'd be great. That'd be great, you know, because me and Deontay, we got a lot of camaraderie together, man. We was on the Olympic team together, and me and him was one of the closest ones on the team, because we had to live all the time out of Springs for about a year and a half, you know, and our rooms was directly across from one another, you know, so we had a lot of fun, a lot of chemistry, we had a lot of fun. And we about to pick right back up where we left off at. Come May 18th, hopefully we're gonna have two knockout victories, you know, and 4 progression from there.
What do you think of Canelo Jacob?
I thought Canelo won the fight. I know Dane Jacob for a while. I was actually pulling for him. I will always root for the home team at the end of the day. You know, but whatever happens, the best man won that night.
Any last words?
Well, one more
Okay.
question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought y'all were done.
Let me ask you this. You and Deontay Wilder, ironically enough, are 2 longest reigning champions, and y'all both the WBC champions, both fighting on the same card.
And that's good that you know that. A lot of people really don't know that. Current up to date, me and Deontay Wilder are the longest reigning WBC champions of the date since Laura, as well as what's the other guy? Adonis Stevenson lost their title. We're the longest reigning champions, and to be honest with you, I think I actually had my title before Deontay had his. So I think I'm the longest current reigning champion of the date, you know. And we're both Olympians, you know. So I think it's cool, man. I think it's gonna
both of y'all are trying to unify.
And we're both trying to unify, you know. So it's a lot going on, man. It's gonna be fireworks on that night, man. Y'all gotta stay tuned.
And ironically enough, as well, y'all personalities are very similar. You know, y'all staying on your square.
Oh yeah,
You know, it's like,
well, we say what we mean and we mean what we say. My yes mean yes, my no mean no. Deontay, he definitely a little more wilder. You know what I'm saying? Of course, that's his name. You know what I'm saying? That's his name, but that's my man. You know, I accept him for who he is, and he accepts me for who I am, man. But you're absolutely correct, man. Our yes mean yes, our no mean no. At the end of the day, we're 100% men about ours, man. We're gonna full progression by any means necessary.
Have you had any negotiations with ESPN, Dazn, Top Rank?
we ain't had any negotiation, but we definitely keep our ears to the ground at all times, you know, because like I say, we complete free agents. We're not locked in a contract with anyone. You know, it's not like we're getting the fights that we really want to get anyway. You know, so I mean, if someone else was to come up and they're talking something that makes sense, there's a big possibility that's what it could be. Y'all might not be seeing Mr. Gary Russell on Showtime. You might be seeing you somewhere else.
Gary, you're following on Frederick's questions about networks. It seems like the Zone is offering a lot of money for great fighters like yourself. If you had to say yourself a price, let's
I'm
say
not
age
gonna,
and all that.
yeah, I wouldn't even put that out there on camera.
But you are free, like to say, oh, you know
Oh,
what?
I am
listen and
I am
all that.
110% free agent. Now, anything that I do, my personal business is my personal business. You know what I'm saying? I would never put any of my finances out there. I'm not an Adrian Brown. I'm not none of these other dudes that want to be flash and all that. I move in the shadows very well.
Appreciate it.
Hey Gary, real quick. We've seen you in the corner with your brothers a lot.
All the
Will
time.
you be in the corner for your brothers
Of
and then also
course.
fight the same night?
Of course.
What would that experience like? Just going in and out and having to fight? Is that add a little
Man,
bit more
I
pressure?
do it. Nah, I do it in my sleep. That's what I do. At the end of the day, my job is to be there to support my younger brothers and push them to be the best that they can possibly be. One has nothing to do with the other.
How are they looking at training camp? You know, you guys all training together?
Oh yeah, we all train together, man. Iron sharpens iron. We fuel off each other's fire. You know, so man, even when I'm in camp, a lot of these guys, they gotta get away from home to focus in. I don't have to get away from home to focus. That's where I pull my energy from. I pull my energy from my brothers, my mother, my father, my wife, my children. I don't have to get away from that. So nah, we ready.
And I want to get your opinion because you guys are great, talented fighters, all fighting in the same card. The Charlos fought on the same card, but they're on separate cards. Do you think that was a smart decision?
Wait, say that again?
So the Charlos, they fought on the same card together before, but now they're on different cards. Obviously, they're big main attractions, but do you think after their fights, if they win, that they should continue fighting together similar?
I mean, that's a personal problem. That's a personal issue that they have to deal with. I'm not sure how they deal with it. I mean, to some people, pressure busts pipes. To me, pressure make diamonds. You know, so it depends on how you look at it.
Did you watch their press conference?
I did. I did. I really don't watch boxing that much. I mean, and to be 100% honest with you, the guy Kiko Martinez, who I was supposed to be competing against, I actually haven't watched his fight until probably like 2 nights ago. And I only watched
Leo a couple years ago.
That's the only fight that I watched too. I watched him, and it was only like 4 or 5 rounds, and I didn't even watch the whole fight, to be honest with you.
How do you get Leo in the ring? Like, what, in your greatest guesstimation, what can you do more on your end?
He need to grow some cojones.
Huevos, right?
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So you think it's absolute fear?
Man, if fear is what's stopping these guys from stepping in the ring, at least allow greed to be one of the things to motivate them to get in there, because it'll put us in a position to generate some revenue for our families, our friends, and our loved ones.
You being a champion, would you go to Los Angeles or Vegas to take that fight, or would you want it here?
What I will, to be honest with you, if I was to fight a Leo, once again, it's about everything is strategic. Everything is strategic, you know. And even though I don't care if we fought in LA, I know my skill set would still be much more superior than what Leo would bring to the table. But it doesn't seem like a smart business move for me to compete against him in LA. If we were to fight, I'd fight him in Vegas. That seems like much more neutral grounds to me. I fight him in Vegas, and I think I'll knock him out anyway.
So a lot of people talk about A side, B side. I don't know if you get into all that stuff. You think you're the A side against Leo?
He know I'm the A side. He know I'm the A side. That's why they ain't trying to take no fight. That's why they're not trying to take the fight. I beat him in the amateurs. This is the reason why I was the 2008 Olympian and he wasn't, because he couldn't get past me then. Once again, my skill set has gotten much greater. Leo Santa Cruz looks like a rock'em sock'em robot when he fights. He just drops his head and throws punches whenever an opponent get close. If he do that to me, he gonna go to sleep. It's that simple.
Gary,
It's that simple.
Being involved in the sport of boxing, you're a competitor, and it seems like when boxing is at its highest, it seems like certain individuals tend to mess it up in terms of like Big Baby. Maybe you don't hear it or not, but what can we do as like you as a fighter and us as media to clean the sport in a just give the fans awareness and maybe even the politics to clean the sport?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's an individual thing to a certain extent. This is why I love the sport of boxing, because it is an individual sport. You can't, when it get rough, you can't pass the ball off to somebody else to keep the pressure off of you. You got to deal with it yourself. And I think the best way to do that is to live by example. You got to live by example, stay straight and narrow, full progression by any means necessary. I'm not playing with these people.
Thank you, J-Rock.
Nice. Yeah.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.